Oh my god, I didn't jest. That's not what I wanted to do. So, I accidentally closed out the wrong window. So I can't see chat anymore. Because I'm dumb. And I don't know how to work anything anymore. Can I not fix this? Oh my god. Ah! Boom, bada, boom, boom. I have to relog back into Discord. Or not Discord, Twitch. To see anything. Can you stop giving me all these big windows in my face, Twitch? I hate you, please. Thank you. I now have my chat pop out that I wanted. That I accidentally got rid of. Oh, please. Okay. I kind of just want to wait for Sep. Okay, no, he's here. Never mind. Alright, so load game. So, like I said, this is just going to be this is really goddamn loud. I didn't mean to, like, mute it. Thankfully, my headset has its own little dial that I can just be like, alright, this is way too loud. Let's calm that down. Alright, so my biggest question right now is, so I have the choice. Do I want to go Yuri route right now, or do I want to go Natsuki's route right now? Or do I want to do Natsuki, Yuri, Yuri, Natsuki, stuff like that? Because I can do either, it doesn't matter, because I'm just loading these saves. Or not these saves. These saves. And it's literally just the context. Well... yeah, I was about to say, if you forgot who Monica was, that's a problem. Because, I mean, she's clearly right here. 1, 1, 2, 2. Did I actually save them or no? Okay, I did. I saved them here. This is Yuri. This is Natsuki. I shall not disown my own child. So, Yuri is the top row, Natsuki's the bottom row. I mean, yeah, she's the one with the big boobs. Let's go back to this page. Yuri's this one. She's the purple-haired chick. Natsuki is the pink-haired chick. Let's just go with that. Pink and purple. It's an easy way to know who they are. We can go purple or we can go pink. Pink is like on the whole lolly side, while you have Yuri, purple being the hentai vibe. If that makes any more sense. Okay, going with the first one, Yuri. Alright, we'll go Yuri. Alright, so we're gonna pick up at the first day. Oh my god, you guys want to hear me be all mumbly and quiet. Oh, I actually have a bottle of water, so I should be okay. This is what I'm doing instead of sleeping. Okay. Alright, Yuri it is. Hi, Genshiro. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Haha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last one to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Shiro. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on! Like he deserves any slack. Sayori told you didn't you... Oh, I can't talk. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan on just coming here and hanging out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Shiro always gives his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking, like cooking and cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting, and you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Shiro can become good friends too. Sayori! As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh! Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori. Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori oh, whoops. I was about to head right into Shiro mode. Goodness. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make a big deal out of it if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. This is How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'd like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book.
Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think.
Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she's waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. Oh boy, am I! Hi, Tag. But at the same time, I wouldn't feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable.
Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place.
Okay, sorry. Ah, no! I didn't read that yet. Oh, no.
But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so...
Okay, return. That's the book that you gave me, right?
Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason.
Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book?
Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them.
Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon.
I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's very engaging and relatable story.
Is that so? I was gonna say reliable story. I was like, what? What's it about anyway?
Well,
okay, now I will diverge here for a second and say that the way she describes this book, you have to pay attention to. Because she describes it differently later on down the line. Not now, but later. Put it into your mental, I don't know, theater reel, I don't know. Anyway, put it into your mind and pay attention to the description of this book. Anyway, alright. Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover.
Alright. I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart.
That's kind of dark, isn't it? You already made it sound like it was gonna be a nice story, so that dark turn came out of nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden.
Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Shiro?
No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry.
I hope so.
Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different.
It's just that those kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in. Then, suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonists, they made it out to be the naive ones.
Yeah, no.
They're made out to be the naive one for letting their own one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry.
Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. This is me to a T, by the way, because I will start going off on the crazy damn rants and tangents on stuff that I really like, and nobody cares. That is one thing that I really, really hate. So I level with Yuri, where she immediately shuts down and be like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for getting too passionate into something that I like. Just, like, immediately shut down. But sometimes I don't shut down immediately, so it's just, I'm sitting there continuously talking about, I don't know, maybe Game of Thrones or something, because that just recently started back up, or Fate. I talk about Fate sometimes, and just, like, whoever I am talking to knows shit about it, and they don't care. They just do not care. So, they will just be like, yep. And then that's the end of it. I just have to watch their dead stare or just their complete silence. And this ends up happening like late at night sometimes with some of my friends. And then I'd actually mentioned this. I don't know if I mentioned it in the stream, but I definitely mentioned it in one of my YouTube videos where. So apparently some people think I have a calm and soothing voice. So their excuse whenever they fall asleep on me is that I was very soothing to sound. Like, my voice sounds too soothing. So whenever I'm off on my random tangents and people fall asleep on me, yeah, talk about my self-confidence on things I'm passionate about. Oh, man. Okay, it was nice to get that off my chest. Get that off of, what? The securities? Or whatever they call those. What is it? I don't know. Not physically.
Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writings fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So, I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much.
I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. Thank you! At least this protagonist can say something nice. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club, after all.
That's true.
In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right?
You don't have to.
What are you saying? Just a moment ago you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright. It's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Oh boy!
Yeah.
Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive.
I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone.
I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything.
Alright.
I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing, maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye.
I'm watching you, Yuri.
I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead.
Sorry, I was just...
Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you?
I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean...
There, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's right up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them.
I suppose so.
Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so I instead use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page.
Here.
Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way, I turn a page, Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision.
Are you ready?
I think I turned it so you can't see my cursor. Yes, I did! You guys can't see that cursor anymore! Okay, cool. So, her eyes actually glance towards you. I didn't know if you guys noticed.
To turn the page.
Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her.
That's okay. You're not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer.
Now she's smiling.
It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me.
Talk about being patient with me. Man, Yuri's killing me. I can actually feel my voice breaking whenever I try and talk like her, or talk soft like her. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she's finished the page before me, so I turn it of my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently lets go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. God damn, this guy became a poet. Like, he took the literature club and was like, alright, my brain needs to now be in, like, poetry mode. Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit.
You think so? How does she?
Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses all the things that she says and does. Like, she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of someone of your mannerisms. This guy. So, this guy seems like the complete and total idiot to be like, I don't want to go into any club except for like sleeping club, nap time club, or I don't know, maybe anime or something. You know, he seems like that type of a point, or that type of a dude. And then she comes in and he just immediately switches into, I am now literature god. My thoughts must be of the poetry. Become one with the poetry. That's pretty much him. And see, with Sayori, she is like, this is kind of funny, but he becomes like the mom. Like, he becomes mom trademark, like me. So he's like, alright, I gotta do all this for you because you can't do it for yourself. So I have to do this for you because you're not doing it appropriately. So, like, I don't remember how he is with Natsuki, but we'll get there.
I see.
Yuri remains silent for a moment.
But Shiro, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that.
Well, wait, I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I meant it that it's kind of cute.
What are you saying all of a sudden?
Okay, everyone. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales. Spared from the fin. Spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this.
It's not. It's fine.
Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Oh boy. Sad face. Alright, I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you?
I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way.
In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read it with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's not really a spoiler. Because it's gonna pick up. Like, we all know it's gonna pick up.
That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters on your own, in your own time.
Alright. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. You're never gonna remember that. Unless you dog-ear a page or something, you ain't gonna remember where you left off in that book. No high school kid, except for those who can actually remember, like, have that good of a memory, they'll never remember where they left off in a book. No high school kid. Like, well, okay, here, I'll roll that back a little bit more. No high school kid like this guy will remember that. Here, I'll roll it back a bit more, and then you go. Like, this dude would never remember that. No. Not captain of the nap time club. He would definitely not remember it. Yeah, you have to, like, dog-ear the page or something. You know, you have to make some sort of a physical effort of memory, because they're all just words on a page. Every single page. Literally, that's what a book is words on a page. So, everything is just blurred together. I know I couldn't unless I was really into the book. This guy, he might be slightly into the book because his chick is into the book, but he's not totally in this book yet. He's not 100% sure into the book. Like, you give me, what, Bram Stoker's Dracula? I was like freaking several, maybe several, like dozens of pages into the book. And I was like, alright, I know exactly where I am because I like this book. Like, that's me from high school. But you give me any sort of, like, required reading, it was just like, nope. I better reread the whole thing in 5 minutes before class starts. That's pretty much me. Anyway, I like this because I like tangents that just break off like this. You can't do that in a Let's Play. I used to love streaming because I used to do all this stuff all the time. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? You betcha I did! Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose-leaf torn paper from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Okay, so from this point, technically I would stop it because it's basically the same. It's just basically the same. But what I'm gonna do is I'm only going to loose leaf porn paper. Yeah, I don't think Sayori's quite there. She's not there. Now if this was like Yuri, then yes. But no. Anyway, so I will ignore like everybody else and I'll just do Yuri's because everybody has the same poems. So here, I was gonna skip through this. Oh, did I break it? No, skip. Skip! Auto. No, skip! Ah! Here, I'll just skip it myself. Click, 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 click. Yeah, hers isn't, hers is the same. Blah, 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 blah. So exciting. Watching text fly by. I think I might actually have the settings to where I can't. I don't know. Oh! Oh, no! Fuck. I did forget. Okay, I did forget. So, Sayori doesn't have an input depending on who you choose during this route, like during the Act 1. But if you choose, like, Yuri over Natsuki, Natsuki will have something negative to say. And if you choose, like, Natsuki over Yuri, Yuri will have something negative to say. So I am going to pop the history up and start to read from there.
Shiro, if you're not gonna take this club seriously, then go home.
What?
Harsh. You expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid?
I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about. See, this makes this worth it.
Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again.
Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess.
Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you, you'll probably think it's stupid.
Like, I am so happy. So happy that nobody can see my face whenever I'm doing the acts for these girls, because it's fun. It's fun in a way that, I mean, I'm not, some of you guys see me, so you know, but I'm just super ridiculously silly that I do not like people seeing me whenever I do stuff like this. So this is why I do this in the middle of the night whenever nobody else in the house is awake. Thumbs up. Okay. Eagles can fly! Oh my god.
Monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it.
I like how the music goes really cutesy.
Yeah, I told you weren't gonna like it.
I like it. Liar.
What? Just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff.
Quote unquote, Yuri's ass over here.
So people don't even take my writing seriously.
But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly! I like it whenever it's an easy read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can really be disheartening, so I decided to write about it.
Yeah, like all these animals that have these great abilities that are completely basic. Like, oh my god, a bird can fly? I thought it couldn't do anything with those wings. So, one of the things that I really like about her poem is that they're so basic, not even thought about processes of animals that she's taking and thinks they're completely amazing because she can't do them. Which, I mean, is great, I guess, but it's just like, that's what, you know, airplanes are for, or that's what, like, cars are for. That's just, like, something that you could do if you wanted to. Disheartening now, not saying anything is, you know, not discrediting your feels, but it's okay. You'll be okay. You can't sprout wings. I'm sorry, Natsuki. I think it's a height complex on her.
But the other nice thing about the simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like, I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line.
So, you did... I guess more went into that. I guess more went into that than I realized.
That's what it meant. That's what it means to be a pro,
her little fang.
I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did ya?
Yeah, guess not. I decide to humor her with the last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Alright, so we kind of... Oh, man. Should I go Monica? Yeah, fuck it. Let's do Monica. Because I'm gonna ignore her poem. Hey, Shiro. Excuse me.
Hi, Shiro. Having a good time so far?
Yeah.
Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess if I have to. Apparently, I am doing Monica. To be fair, I think she's the top here, so she would be doing me. Just to let you guys know, she's the top here. Anyway.
Don't worry, Shiro. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But that's the sort of barrier that we'll learn to get past soon.
Yeah, that's true. I hand my poem to I hand my poem to Monica. That is what my brain just thought, but apparently he has other ideas. I hand Monica my poem.
Great job, Shiro. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you.
It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort.
That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism.
Also, besides the fact that you can tell whenever you do the poetry thingies, which I won't show you because I've already done them. But whenever you do those, like the words will pop, you know, the little, yeah, you guys know anyway. But in the first day, that's what Monica's thing is. Like, she'll let you know. Like, if you're just blindly playing through this and you don't really care who you're going for and you just like really need to pick words, you know, whoever gets the CG of the day or whatever, whenever you talk to Monica about your poem, she will tell you who likes what. In this instance, she's going to tell you that Yuri likes imagery and symbolism. She also likes the more complex words. I think she also says that. Yep.
Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness, Yuri likes it when the readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all of the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her yellow? Her yellow? I'm nowhere near her yellow. Okay. I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things.
I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this.
That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good.
You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good.
Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know?
I see. Well, let's read it then. Should I read it? Should I not? Should I? Okay, I will.
Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See? The direction the spackle protrudes? A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything, a hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out, and he, on the other side, was looking in.
Deep. Okay, now I'm gonna pretty much ignore this, because we've already seen it. Blah 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 blah. Okay.
Thanks for listening.
Okay, Yuri, because this is what we came here for. Yuri, 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 Yuri. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten.
Exceptional.
Eh? What was that?
Did I say that out loud?
Yuri first covers her mouth, then ends up covering her whole face.
He's going to hate me.
You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri.
I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for?
Yuri takes a breath. Wrong person.
So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before.
I started poetry whenever I was doing reading with you, because my mind, just went from nap time mode to full course, I am an English literature professor mode. Poetry is my soul. You know, that's what he did. He literally went from one half, like we see in Sayori's, like he just does not even care, to complete literary genius with his thoughts and blah. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Oh, popped it.
Huh?
Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again.
Well, I know that. I just meant,
Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly.
Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell.
Oh, she had to back it out and be like, alright, I just let my feelings overwhelm me here. I have to come back out of this, and I have to read it, and then pick apart your beautiful poem, because I thought it was beautiful, but this is like your first time, so I have to be overly critical of you, because it's not good. Like, never tell anybody if it's your first time doing something and they immediately compliment you, and, you know, because there's two options that could happen. They get oh so surprised and very excited, or they just back out and say, okay, let me see what I processed that I didn't immediately notice. Like, you can't tell anybody that you made something good the first try, because then they'll just be like, oh, really? I bet you didn't. And then they'll find just useless reasons as to why it was bad.
It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, then they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened.
Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's like her demeanor. I said that right, but I don't think I did. Totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert.
Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part.
Try building a bridge with only popsicle sticks and then having to have a brick stand in it. And then doing this as a group project and expecting everybody else in the group to be on the same page. True story experience. I was with the dumb kids whenever I had that project. I was just like, let me fucking do it, please. Please let me do it. But no. Just, I understand physics. Please let me build the damn bridge. But instead, no. Some of the dumb kids had the quote-unquote more creative plan. And, yeah. I was just like, I guess I'm doing the report then. And I did the report. I actually did the verbal report too, and I don't like public speaking. Public speaking. Behind a mic speaking is a completely different thing. I won't shut up. Anyway. But, yes. Man, this high school bit right here. It's hitting me in my nostalgia feels.
It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback.
You're the last person I'm talking to.
Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though.
Biased how?
Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry.
It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
Of course you would, because it's very vague. Yuri smiles dreamily as if it's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club?
Ghost under the light, the tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. I light.
Arr.
the light flickers, I flicker back. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting.
What? I wasn't thinking that at all.
But it took you a long time to read.
I mean, I wouldn't think that took me a long time to read. I mean, I tripped up on one word, and then I ended up reading one letter on the wrong line, so. Well, I don't read script very often. I think your handwriting is pretty. Or I actually think your handwriting is pretty.
That's a relief.
Also, I liked the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive.
It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems.
Yeah, we see that in the next day. Not at all.
I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri? I said this last time whenever we had this line, but you don't just ask someone if they're into ghosts. Because sometimes people are holding that in. They don't want to be confronted with their ghost-loving tendencies. Especially not in public. Her inner goth. And sleeping in graveyards, you know? Just to be one with the ghosts. Okay, I'll be honest. I have no idea what this is supposed to be. Is it supposed to be like a laugh? Like, hoo hoo. Like, what? Am I an owl? Hoo hoo. No.
Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Shiro.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all.
You told me I took too long to read it. Now you're accusing me of only glancing over it. What do you want of me, woman? Besides the D.
I remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost.
To be honest, I don't really even know, after all that I've seen in this game, I don't even really know what her first day poem is supposed to really mean. But I know that she has a part 2 of this one, and then it makes more sense, but that is for a day 3 thing. Because day 3 is, like, if you're going through Yuri's route, it's not the second, it's, okay, because her first poem is Ghost. Then her second poem is The Raccoon. And then, depending on who you choose, for the next poem, or for the next day, it either sways into being, like, Yuri favored, because Yuri will have one, and then Natsuki will have one that are special to them, like, if you go their routes, I think. But if you choose, like, Sayori, as we see in the actual stream, if you choose Sayori, then they do one of the same thing. Like, Yuri and Natsuki will actually take the same topic and make a poem out of it in their subjective styles or whatever.
Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
This is not what I meant whenever I said that I didn't understand her poem. Because there is a deeper meaning to their poems than just this.
That's a lot.
Blah. Blah, blah, blah. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive.
It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so.
Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you.
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Shiro.
Me too. Thumbs up. Okay, so I'm 99% sure that it continues on, like, throughout the day, so we're just gonna skip. This is the fun part. Break it! Break the game! Because I am not going through all this again. Okay, so we're gonna stop. And instead of doing what I did last time, which was, help me, Sayori, I'm gonna take a side. Obviously, I'm doing Yuri's route, so I'm choosing Yuri. Natsuki, you're right that I liked your poem. See? Wait. That's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different. That's not what happened at all. Fake news! Yuri wouldn't even take my... Yuri wouldn't even take my poem seriously. I understand. Yuri. You're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed.
Well, that's...
But here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feelings into it, and it becomes something really personal. Like, this guy went from Captain Naps-a-Lot to, like, being some crazy, like, he can do literature all of a sudden. He can put rest and ill-at-ease people and be like, alright, we'll do this fairly. This is fair. We're actually becoming diplomatic. Like, he's gonna become a politician one day. Like Shiro. Like, Shiro is gonna be a politician someday because he's choosing Yuri route. What? He's in total mom mode and help me, Sayori, whenever you do Sayori's route. He's like, alright, I gotta baby you as much as possible. And then I don't even remember how Natsuki's route is. I mean, she's my favorite, but I still don't know how her route is. That's why Natsuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute.
I see. I didn't notice that I'm sorry. Ugh. I just shrunk.
But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, and if you just told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that... Natsuki, I think that's enough. You both said some things that you didn't mean. Yuri apologized. Don't you think you should too? Natsuki clenches her fists. I do not stream regularly because I'm garbage at this. The people on YouTube who are watching this back are probably like, what the fuck? Sadly, it's... So, I will let you know that I do not scream. I scream. Okay, maybe I do a little scream. I don't stream a lot. I used to. Actually, JTV, goddamn. That shows you how old I am. So Twitch, which used to be JTV before it became Twitch, still actually has a lot of my old videos from 12 years ago, I think the timestamp is. From like 2008? No, 10 years ago. Where am I getting 12 from? I only started like even doing any YouTube stuff in 2008. But so yeah, if you want to, like, if you actually check out my channel, because they're still there. God, Twitch has not deleted those videos, but they have this whole 15-day rule for new videos. And for whatever reason, they're just like, since you're OG and you're like elderly on our channel, we're gonna keep your stuff because we might as well at this point. So anyway, in the end, nobody has taken her side. She's trapped. At this point, being defiant only because she can't handle the pressure. I end up even feeling bad for her.
Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk and clear my head.
Sayori, she doesn't need to...
You know what? I'm going to do that. It'll spare me from having to look at all your faces right now.
Without warning, Natsuki snatches her own poem up from the desk and storms out. On her way out, she crumples up the poem in her hands and throws it in the trash.
Natsuki.
She really didn't need to do that. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. I gingerly approach her and I sit in an adjacent chair. No, more like sigh, because I actually said sigh instead of having it like in parentheses. Everything all right?
I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now.
No, Yuri! How could anyone have gotten so... Stop! No, Yuri! How could anyone not have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handled it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you.
Well, alright. I believe you.
If you watch my old videos, take them with a grain of salt, because I was much younger. It was a scary time for me. Having YouTube fame and other people listening to me whenever I was younger, oh god. I was full of myself. I don't much care anymore, so it's just like, if you don't like it, fuck off. Anyway.
Thanks, Shiro. You're too kind. I'm thankful to have you a part of this club now.
It's nothing.
One more thing. That one thing that Natsuki said. About, you know.
Aside, she's talking about Natsuki saying her boobs grew when he joined.
I would never do something or anything so shameful. So...
Eh? What thing did Natsuki say?
Well, never mind that. I'm going to go make some tea.
Ah, good idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, everyone! It's just about time for us to leave. How did you feel about sharing your poems?
It was a lot of fun! Well, I'd say it was worth it.
It was alright. Well, mostly. Shiro, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone.
Awesome! Well, in that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you'll learn something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better.
I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kinds of poem everyone likes. With any luck, that means I could at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Shiro! Ready to walk home? And this is where I'm going to stop. Load! Second day. Another day passes and it's time for the club meeting already. I've gotten a little more comfortable here over the past couple of days. Entering the club room, the usual scene greets me. Good night, Raven. My child, rest well. Hi, Shiro. Yo, Sayori.
Looks like you're in a good mood today.
Oh, God. Looks like you're in a good mood today.
I'm just not used to you being in the club.
Sorry, roll that back.
I'm just still not used to you being in the club, that's all.
I see. That's a pretty simple thing to get you in a good mood. But I guess it's always the simple things with you anyway.
Speaking of which, I'm kinda hungry.
Oh God, not Pwap. Sorry. We're just gonna ignore this. Because I think it's kind of boring. Come on. Come on.
Wah! I give up. Don't make me feel guilty.
If you feel guilty, that means you deserve to feel guilty. Yuri suddenly giggles. Out of nowhere. Eh? I didn't notice that she was listening in. Her face is in her book as always.
I wasn't listening or anything. It was just something in my book. Yuri! Tell Shiro to let me borrow some money. That's... Don't get me all... Bleh. Don't get...
Nope, I have to drink some water. Yuri kills my voice, mainly because it's like,
alright, you have to talk really silently, but still be heard. Don't get... I still fucked it up. Don't get me involved like that, Sayori. Besides, you should only buy what you can responsibly afford. And frankly, after pulling a mischievous little stunt like...
Little stunt.
Mischievous little stunt like that, your suffering is fair enough retribution. Did I just... I didn't mean that. I got too absorbed in my book. I really like when you speak your mind, Yuri. It doesn't happen much, but it is a fun side of you. There's no way you could think that. You were right, though. I did something bad, and now I have to accept the revolution. Retribution. That! Still, coming from you, Sayori, I guess there's a little devil inside of us all, isn't there?
Don't let her fool you. Sayori knows exactly what she's doing. After all, she told you guys she was bringing me to the club before she even told me.
But you wouldn't have come if it weren't for the cupcakes. So I had to trick Natsuki into making them.
Come on, give me a little more credit than that, Sayori. Whap! Goddamn Pwap! Pwap!
Yeah!
Skep, hold on to that thought. That thought that you just had. A little devil. Yes, think. Keep that. Keep that. Because that happens later. Like, I can't tell you how it happens later, but that little quote happens later. Can't tell you how. Can't explain any more than that. Because it's a spoiler. But you'll have to just live with that. I need you to hold on to that, though. Because I didn't do the Doki Doki sound for that. But you need to hold on to that one. Out of nowhere, something smacks Sayori in the face and tumbles onto the desk.
Good night, Gabe.
Okay. Blah, 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 blah.
Is this a miracle? It's because I paid my restitution.
Retribution.
Actually, that one almost worked.
Ahahaha! Alright, we're gonna ignore this blah 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 because it's the same thing as it was last time and I'm not reading it again. Blah 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 blah. And then Sayori being completely way too friendly with people. Natsuki glances around. Monica isn't in the club room.
Oh no! Where did she go?
She's got a boyfriend.
It's me.
Or I'm gonna just smack the mic completely. I got a little too excited on that one. Sorry, I'm super sorry. Ah, there you are. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Okay, blah blah blah. We don't need this either. Blah blah blah, she's learning how to play the piano. It's the same. And she just forces everybody out of the picture while she's trying to say, "Hi, it's me, Monica." No, you didn't miss anything, except Sayori paying her restitution. Okay, so Yuri is back to her book. So now, we're in Yuri mode again. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of the book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Oh! Hold on. Hold on. Did I fuck up? Did I fuck up? Hold on. Excuse me while I skip through this. Oh no! Okay, maybe I'm dumb and I don't know anything. Yep, I am dumb and I do not know anything. Stop. Okay. So, I forgot to actually save after, oh my god, whenever I originally did, it was 3 o'clock in the morning. You can't freaking blame me for not remembering that I had to actually save the route first. Okay, well I guess we're not seeing Yuri's CG, the second day CG, because I'm dumb and I can't be, oh my god. Okay, hold on. Yes. Skip. Welp, since I have to do this anyway, we'll just completely ignore all of this. Break the game, break the game, break the game, break the game, break the game. Whee! Goes by way too fast. Sayori, skip. Ah! That was kind of scary. Alright. We'll go in the same order, I guess. Monica? Yuri. Skip. Boom, bum, dum, boom, bum, bum, boom, bum, da, boom, bum. Oh God. Bee, bum, bee, bum, bee, bum, bee, bum. I kind of feel bad. Sayori is the only actual, like, good one to choose in that situation because it makes either Yuri or Natsuki feel like shit. Alright, I was hoping to avoid having to do these again because I'm so terrible at them. So, let's see. Intellectual. Contamination. Frightening. Portrait. Bliss. Fuck. Massacre. Horror. Unrestrained. Electricity. Melancholy. I know graveyard would actually have been a great one there. Okay, so this happened before at the other streams. Climax is a Yuri word. Let's just get that over with. Disoriented. I think Heaven sent entropy. Variance. Fester. Disarray. Fester. Disarray. Fester. Disarray. Fester. Fester. Excitement. Boop. Boop is a Natsuki word. Dazzle. Skipping. Cry. Prayer. Prayer. Fuck. Arrgh. I mean, it is the most exciting point in a story. Sensation. Inferno. Agonizing. Vitality. Okay. Alright, this should be the correct. Okay, so we're gonna ignore this first bit. Blah, 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 blah. Arrgh. Actually, you know what? Skip, stop. Skip, stop. Skip, stop. Skip, stop. Skip, stop. I hated that whenever I did that last time, too. It's like, plap! Sudden. Very suddenly, plap. Okay. After... Actually, you know what? Yeah, it's just after Monica comes into the room. Okay, now we just click from here. Click, click, click. All the girls on stage. You can tell that the most developed ones are on the outer edges. Okay. Now to Yuri's second day. Hey, Yuri. I suddenly noticed that Yuri is reading a different book from the one we've been reading together. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. I was kind of just waiting for you.
If that was the case, then why don't we go ahead and get started?
Yes, let's. Actually, I have a request. Do you mind if I make some tea first?
Okay, so this scene is important too. Not at all.
Thanks very much. If there's one thing that can make my reading time here any better, it is a nice cup of tea. Not to mention for yourself as well.
Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet. I follow and watch as she retrieves a small water pitcher from the shelf, the kind that with a filter inside.
Can you hold this for a second?
Sure. Yuri hands me the water pitcher and also fetches an electric kettle.
I'm going to plug this in at the teacher's desk, and then we'll go get some water.
She walks past me and sets the kettle down on the teacher's desk. I simply watch her movements. To my surprise, the way she moves really contrasts her speaking mannerisms. Especially because... Especially because of her long legs, Yuri appears elegant and methodical.
Okay, may I have the water pitcher? Thanks, I'll be right back.
I might as well walk with you.
Yeah, why not? Shall we go then?
Yeah. Where are you two off to? Oh, wrong, we're just... Yuri was gonna go make some tea, so... I suddenly realized how weird it sounds to explain this to Monica. We're just filling the water pitcher. Oh, okay. Sorry, I was just a bit curious. That's kind of a one-person job, isn't it? That's...
Monica, please mind your own business for once. Or do you want me to tell?
Oh.
Or do you want to tell me there's something wrong with helping involve Shiro in club activities?
I'm sorry. Yuri just standing up to this and just being like,
excuse me, mind your own business. Back it up.
My mouth gapes like a fish. I suppose there's nothing wrong with that.
Then let's go, Shiro.
Yuri quickly exits the room and I follow. Once in the hallway, she suddenly puts her forehead against the wall.
I spoke without thinking. How could I say something like that?
Yuri?
Something about the way she said that. It made me feel so irritated. What's wrong with me?
No, Yuri. I think you did the right thing. What? I wasn't expecting it, but it's also not right for Monica to judge people like that.
Shiro, how come even when I do something bad, you're being nice to me?
Because nothing that you do is as bad as you make it out to... Nothing that you do is as bad as you make it seem in your head. Nobody's perfect. We have emotions, and we can't hide them away. Like I said, this dude went from captain of the nap time club to just, like, sophisticated. It's because of the girl. It's like he has to actually pull blood to his brain. He's just like, alright, I know we have things, body. Especially because I am a high school boy. I know. But we have to think. She's requiring us to think. We have to do this, guys. Like, all of guys. Like, I don't know how male body parts work, but I'm pretty damn sure you just sit there and you're like, alright, dudes, we gotta get this together. Because this can't happen all the time. I mean, somebody else has to do that, right? You just have to be like, alright, stop. When you're talking about something, like some body part. Like, I could sit there and be like, alright, toe, stop hurting. Stop it. Don't do it anymore. Something stupid and silly like that. But you always amplify things in your head. Your mind turns... See, I told you. Your mind turns a light rain shower into a hurricane.
No. Wouldn't you hate me for something as terrible as that?
Why would I hate you? I can't hate someone for having emotions. What kind of a friend would do that? You apparently talk to your Sayori route self.
Friend, you say?
Yuri lifts her head.
Shiro, I really like being friends with you.
Thanks, Yuri. I like being friends with you too. I feel kind of awkward saying something like that, but I'm doing my best to help Yuri feel better. Anyway.
Yeah. Shall we go?
Yeah. Yuri and I walk to the nearest water fountain. Once we fill up the water pitcher, we return to the classroom. Oh god.
Shiro, do you like oolong tea?
Yeah. No, not really. Anything is fine.
Very well.
Yuri sets the temperature on the kettle to 200 degrees. 200 degrees. Okay.
Now it's time to get the teapot.
You really do this properly, don't you?
Of course.
See, if I will say something that okay, another thing anyway, that me and Yuri have totally in common, it's like we have to make tea correctly in this house. Like, perfect temperature brew has to be in a teapot. Depends on the teapot, you know, you can't use like a British teapot for some green tea. I mean, it's okay, but you don't get the full feel of it. So you have to actually break out, you know, like an Asian pot, and then you have to like have the one that doesn't have a handle. You have to be like, all right, I have to really immerse myself into this tea drinking experience. So, but if you got British tea, you have to drink it out of British teapot, or a very fancy looking teapot. You have to look like you're trying to have tea at the Queen's house, you know, something like that. And of course, if I have if I'm actually trying to be proper with my tea, and it's a British style tea, like Earl Grey, for example, my favorite. You have to have a tray, like you have to have a tea tray. You have to have pre-made tea cookies or tea something. Just, I mean, you could buy store-bought, that's fine, but you know, making it is better. So make your own cookies or something like that, and then have them in like a little plate, not a saucer, not the saucer, because you can't use the saucer because that's where your teacup goes, and your teacup goes in the saucer. So you can't use your saucer for the cookies. You have to completely use a different plate. You also have to have a sugar little container, not like one of the, you know, the little sugar containers that like with a tea set, and a little milk container. Crumpets work, that'll work. I like scones, you know, doesn't matter, each their own on their treat of tea. So then, yeah, you have to have your little milk container or cream, it depends, but you know, cream, some people like to have lemon with their tea. I don't really like lemon all that much, so, you know, it's all that. So, and then you have your tea. Have to make sure it's brewed correctly. You can't overbrew it or it tastes bitter, especially with black teas. That's just, you can't overbrew that. If it, bleh. Yeah, tea just becomes disgusting after. If it's just, no, you have to brew it for like 2 minutes tops for some teas, or 1 minute top for some teas. I have a tea that if I brew it for longer than a minute, it's just like sip, bleh, because it just tastes way too cinnamon. I don't really like chai tea. That's probably my problem too. But, so, yeah, anyway, I level with Yuri. Like, I don't even like Yuri all that much, but I level with her a lot. Like, if Lan was here, he would be like, yes, she does. She does this. She literally does this. She will wear a goddamn dress while doing this. She will do it in a gothic Lolita dress while doing this. She is that proper. That's the type of girl I am.
Alright. Of course. I shouldn't do any less when I'm making tea for others. Even
if I'm not an expert on tea or anything.
In that case, you'll only be even more impressed.
Perhaps I will. Yuri fetches the teapot and begins measuring the tea leaves. To my surprise, she even starts humming a little to herself. You must be in a good mood now.
Is that so? I was letting it show. And you noticed. I was doing a bit of thinking, and I decided that I would try expressing myself a little bit more. It turns out it's not very hard for me to do. When it's you who's around anyway.
That's great, Yuri. Just don't push yourself too much.
You're always worrying about me, Shiro. It's very endearing.
Yuri wasn't kidding. I don't even know if I can keep up with this. I watched Yuri pour a cup of tea for each of us.
Shiro, I have another request. Do you mind if we sit on the floor today?
Why's that?
It's a little bit easier on my back.
Big boob problems. Hashtag.
I can read with my back against the wall rather than bending over at my desk.
Ah, sorry, I didn't realize. Usually guys don't.
No worries. I just have back pain. I just have back pain fairly regularly, so I do my best to manage it.
I do too! Except my back pain's more because I sleep on my stomach, and my back is not aligned at all properly. So it's just like, nah, whatever. I'll regret it whenever I get older, but it's okay. According to other people, I'm never getting older, so. Is that so? I wonder why that is. Let's just take it a moment to look her up and look her down, and then just question, how could such a beautiful figure like this cause back problems? I'm not judging, I'm just saying, guys wouldn't know. Okay, so excuse me, I can't say that. I can say people who don't have breasts wouldn't know. That's more, I can't generalize it because I have to be fair. So I cannot generalize it by saying guys. People who do not have the securities, you know? They have insecurities. I wonder why that is.
It's most likely because
your posture, right? Always hunched over like that while reading.
Yes! I have terrible reading posture. So that's why we should sit on the floor.
Fair enough. I'll go ahead and get the book. Actually, that's true, Skep. Because if you have small ones, you don't necessarily have the same problems. So, well, actually, you know, now that I'm speaking of it, guys do have tits. Some guys have big tits. I've seen guys with bigger tits than some girls. So, good job, guys. Good job. Keeping it on the playing field. Keeping it even. I retrieved the bag from my book. I looked straight at that. Signs that Sasha needs to go to bed because she had way too long of a goddamn day. Oh my god. I retrieved the book from my bag. Ah, I have some chocolate as well. It's a bag of small chocolate candies that I kept hidden from Sayori's candy radar. I take it, since it will go well with the tea. Hi, Silver. Hi. Yuri and I then sit against the wall, teacups at our sides. As if in sync, we assume the same reading position as last time, each holding one half of the book. Except this time, our bodies are even closer to each other.
I can't see too well.
Yuri slides closer until our shoulders are touching. How am I supposed to focus on reading like this? Yuri was always kind of cute, but when she's being less apprehensive, it's almost more than I can handle because my high school brain can't function.
Your teacup.
Yuri hands me my teacup. Holding it with my hand that's not holding the book, I end up in a position that makes it even harder to focus, because now I need to worry about making sure I don't accidentally touch her chest. Meanwhile, Yuri hasn't noticed a single thing. She wears her intense reading expression and can only presume the world around her has faded away. Yes. I use all of my willpower to focus on reading. After a few minutes, I finally manage to relax a little. I put the teacup between my legs and fumble with the chocolate wrapper. Ah, sorry. I briefly let go of the book to finish opening the wrapper. You can have as much as you want.
That's okay. I won't take any.
Huh? Are you sure?
Well, if I touch it, then I might get smudges. It might get smudges on the pages.
Ah, you're right. I didn't even think about that. My bad.
No need to apologize. I'll hold the book, okay?
Are you sure?
Of course.
Uh-oh, here we go. Yuri opens the book with both hands. She holds it so that I don't have to have any harder of a time reading from it. But as a result, her left arm is practically resting on top of my leg. What happened? Oh, oops. I had my mouse out because I'm in windowed mode, so I can see everything. So I accidentally clicked out of the window and I moved something on my desktop and I was like, whoa, what happened? The game, man, the game. Well, in that case, Yuri is already totally focused on reading again. I take a chocolate candy and pop it into my mouth. Then I take another chocolate and I hold it up to Yuri. She doesn't even look away from the book. She simply parts her lips as if this situation was completely natural. But that means I can't stop here. I apprehensively place the chocolate in her mouth. Just like that, Yuri closes her lips over. How bad can you imagine trying to read this? Like, for me, I'm trying to take the innuendo out of it, but it's just like putting itself back in, literally. Yuri's expression suddenly breaks.
Did I just...
Yuri looks at me like she needs to confirm what just happened.
Shiro?
Sorry. I guess I shouldn't have done that.
Well, you were just helping. That's something that friends do, right?
I mean, not really in this kind of context, but could you imagine? Like, I am so happy that Lan's not here because this would be terrible. This would be even... I'm actually really glad a lot of people aren't here. Because this would be super bad. This would be super bad with more context. With any more context that's what's here, this would be horrible. And I am absolutely terrified. That's all it was.
Yeah. Then you don't need to stop or anything.
I see. The situation has gotten really tense. Yuri tries to return to the book, but I can tell by her expression that even she can't focus now. My heart is pounding. I nervously take another chocolate between my fingers. But this time, Yuri's eyes meet mine. How did it even come to this? Yuri doesn't avert her gaze. I can't stop laughing. I'm so sorry. I notice her chest rising and falling to the rhythm of her breaths. I have cat hair floating in my face. Silver, please. I raise my arm. Like before, Yuri parts her lips, but it's different this time. I take the chocolate and place it into her mouth. I can't. I'm so sorry. I can't take this seriously. Okay. Okay. Oh, literal tears. Oh, God. I feel her hot breath on my fingers. Okay, everyone! Thank you, Monica, for saving me and everyone present. No, guys, literally, she just did. Because, see, it goes, I feel her hot breath on my fingers, and then Monica completely comes in and says, okay, everyone. What? Ah! Yuri jolts back. It's time to share poems. Shiro, you can help Yuri put away the tea stuff, right? Yeah, of course. Okay, thanks. The spell is abruptly broken.
I'll take care of the cups.
Oh yeah, you'll take care of the cups. Yeah, Yuri picks up the teacups from the floor. I pick up the bag of chocolates. In the end, we hastily clean up without so much as a word between us. I get the feeling that this is something neither of us will have the courage to bring up. Oh my god. Okay, so we're gonna ignore Sayori's because yeah, she always says, okay, fine, I guess I'm not skipping it. Blah 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 blah. For some reason, I can't skip Sayori's conversation. Because this is the exact conversation she has last time. Yep, we already know bottles. Okay, skip. There we go. Now I can skip it. Jesus. Okay. Natsuki. Give me a break from freaking Yuri right now. Well, I can admit that this is better than last time. It's better than the last one. It's nice to see that you're putting in some effort. That's good. But I still don't like this at all. It's trying too hard to be serious. What do you mean by that? Poems don't need to be all deep sounding to express something. It's just going to sound like you're forcing it unless you really don't suck at it. Honestly, don't bother trying to write poems like this until you're on Yuri's level. Natsuki stops short all of a sudden. That was a short joke. Don't tell me. You're not just trying to impress Yuri, are you? Whoa. What are you talking about? And keep your voice down. You know Yuri would love this angsty. Just because she's just because she's a talented writer doesn't mean looks like I'm in trouble. I somehow struck a nerve, though what I did is beyond me. I am so done with you. Natsuki shoves the poem I handed her back over to me. Take your stupid poem, and if you wrote it for someone else, just don't show it to me. Ouch. This is what I get for letting a younger girl step into my business. Unless I was a mind reader, I was destined to be in a world of pain from the start. At least Natsuki wasn't really the girl I was trying to impress in the first place. Yeah, Natsuki just didn't even want anything to do with it. We'll do Monica. Hi again, Shiro. How's the writing going? Alright, I guess. I'll take that, as long as it's not going bad. I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe you'll come up with a masterpiece. I wouldn't count on that. You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today? Here, sure you go. Here, sure you go. Okay. I give my poem to Monica. All right. This one's good. It feels like you're not only getting more comfortable with your style, but the imagery is better than the last one I read. Just wondering, but have you been finding inspiration in Yuri's writing style? I guess so. You can't really deny that she's talented.
Yeah, totally. I think her poems are the most romantic. That's the best way to describe it. She's like a totally different person when she picks up the pen.
I noticed that. Or when she's talking about literature, it's like a light turns on inside her.
Mm-hmm. Sadly, it's hard to get much personal conversation out of her. Trust me, I've tried. Who knows what's going on in that head of hers?
I hope you don't mean that in a bad way.
No, of course not. I just mean that I wish she didn't keep so much to herself. But still, defending her like that, you must be pretty into her. You completely misunderstood. Calm down, I'm kidding. Besides, I'm pretty sure she's already got a boyfriend.
Wait, really?
Yeah, a fictional one anyway.
Monica kind of whispers that last part to me.
It's just a hunch, but...
Well, there's not really anything wrong with that.
Oh, well, I know. I was just saying. But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too.
Alright, let's take a look. So, I do notice something, and there's not really a lot of people here, but I do notice something about Monica in the first act, that she is subtly catty. Like, subtly catty. Catty. Like, she has these snide remarks that she says about the other girls. But sometimes it's really, really light. Like on Sayori's, it's light. But Yuri, it's heavy. Like, she's laying it down on Yuri because she don't like Yuri. Or whatever.
Save me. The colors, they won't stop. Bright, beautiful colors. Flashing, expanding, piercing. Red, green, blue. An endless cacophony of weightless noise. Meaningless, not weightless. Of meaningless noise. The noise, it won't stop. Violent, grating waveforms. Squeaking, screeching, piercing. Sine, cosine, tangent. Like playing a chalkboard on a turntable. Like playing a vinyl on a pizza crust. An endless poem of meaningless. Load me.
It's even more abstract than your last one. Okay, so pretty much from here it's the same. Okay, Yuri.
Let's see what you've written.
Oh. Wrong person.
Let's see what you've written for today.
Yuri stares at the poem with a surprised expression on her face. Do you like it?
Shiro, this one might be even better than yesterday's. How did you pick up on this so quickly? Just yesterday I was telling you the kind of techniques worth practicing.
Maybe that's why. You did a good job explaining. I really wanted to try and give it more imagery. Yuri visibly swallows. Even her hands appear sweaty.
I'm not used to this.
Used to what?
I don't know.
It's fine, take your time. Yuri breathes and collects her thoughts. I know that Yuri likes to think before she speaks, so I offer that patience to her.
Yeah, just being appreciated like this, I guess. It probably sounds really stupid, but seeing someone motivated by my writing, it just makes me really happy.
Are you saying you've never shared your writing before? Yuri nods. Really? I don't believe it.
I really only write for myself. And besides, people would just laugh at me.
Do you really think that? Again, Yuri nods. Huh? Even your close friends? Yuri doesn't respond to that. I wonder why. Anyway, do you want to share the poem you wrote today?
Yes.
Or yeah.
I do. If it's with you.
Oh, the raccoon. It's so long.
The raccoon. It happened in the dead of night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack.
I can't do this in one breath.
My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an unordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread, my subconscious well aware of the consequences, well aware that a raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom. The bread, my hungry curiosity, the raccoon, an urge. The moon
Increments? Learn to read.
The moon increments its phase and reflects that much more light off my cutting knife. The very same light that glistens on the edge, or in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread, fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited. Or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken to following me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry, more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. A rush of blood, classic Pavlovian conditioning. I slice the bread, and I feed myself again. I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's.
I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem's about. Clearly, it is about Yuri becoming freaking best friends with a raccoon. Clearly. I mean, goals, hashtag, right?
That's right.
Thanks, Yuri, for backing me up.
It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style, using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through them.
Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean. I'm captain of the Naptime Club.
Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. I wanted to express the way it feels for me to indulge in my more unusual hobbies. It's those sorts of things I'm usually forced to keep to myself. So I sometimes enjoy writing about them in a vague, indirect manner.
She doesn't actually say that, but I'm saying that for her. Why do you keep them to yourself?
Because they're embarrassing, and people would make fun of me. Don't you have anything like that, Shiro?
Well, yeah, I guess I do.
I feel like everyone has a little something like that. The best we can do is respect each other and our individualities. Even if it's difficult sometimes, and some things make us uncomfortable. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I would probably hate myself. I might be ranting a little bit now, but I'm glad that you're a good listener. You're good at a lot of things. Writing, listening. There really aren't many people like you, Shiro.
That's exaggerating a little bit.
It's just how I feel. I never thought I would feel so comfortable sharing my writing. But now, I almost feel like I look forward to it. It's just a really nice feeling. And you're to thank for that.
It's nothing, really. Yuri smiles sincerely at me. For just a moment, her timidness seems to disappear. Okay, everyone. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we're just gonna skip. Because this is the same stuff as before. Like, the second you get done with the reading the poems and all that, it's all different. It's all the same. I am tired. You know, if I stay up for another 4 hours, I would have been awake for 24 hours. So I've been awake for 20 hours. Yay! Okay, so Sayori asks us, oh, hey, who would you walk home with if you could walk home with anybody at the club? And then she's like, but Yuri, because that's the obvious choice, apparently. But since we're going Yuri route, we have to be really mean to Sayori. Walking home with Yuri, huh? Why does the thought of that make my heart pound? I mean, given how hard it is for her to socialize, I would feel awful turning her down, so... Isn't she so beautiful and smart? That has nothing to do with what I just said. You admitted it. Jeez. There's not even any point in speculating something that's never going to happen. Well,
maybe. But I just like to think about it. It's not long before you won't need me anymore, you know?
Need you? Sayori, I can't figure out how you're seeing things in your head right now.
Sorry. Everyone is different.
Oh, everyone is different. Nobody in the club is a replacement for you.
If you say so.
If you say so. The conversation trails off and I'm left feeling awkward, but it was kind of her fault for trapping me in such a weird question. I just can't lie to her. But if there's something that makes her happy, I would hate to take that away from her. That's why I said there's no point in speculating. Then again, the festival is only a few days away. Who knows what will happen in that time? Poem writing time. Poe? What the fuck? Incongruent. Misery. Damn it. Wrong person. Agonizing. Massacre. Misfortune. Fuck. The universe. Melancholy. Lust. I fell for that the last time. Vitality. Covet. After image. Embrace. No. Secretive. Vibrant. Starscape. Contamination. Entropy. Intellectual. Ambient. Uncontrollable. Alright, and this is where I'm gonna save for the night because I have a vet to go visit tomorrow, so. Yes, I have to take one of my cats to the vet because he might have something wrong with his ears. Silver seems to have either an ear infection or something going on with his ears, so we have to take him to the vet so they can poke and prod his ears, and then take his weight, and then him being fat shamed. It's not my fault he's being fat shamed. I mean, I'm trying everything that I can to get him to lose weight. Laser pointer, yes. Change food, yes. It's just like, why? Why are you 21 pounds still? But then I'm just like, alright, so part of him is just a big cat in general, because all three of them are big cats. Like, they're from the same litter, same parents. Well, I mean, parent. Their mom is the same. I can't say for the same for their dads. Or dad, whatever. He's my big boy. Like, they're all over 15 pounds. So they're all heavyweight cats. Well, Tira, she is definitely a fatty. Like, she does not like running around at all or doing anything like that. She's a very lazy cat. But Midnight, man. Midnight moves. Midnight's not as fat as Silver. But he's not, like, he's big, but he's not as fat. And he actually, Like, he can move. Like, Midnight, he jumps all the time. He's always up and down stuff. I know this just became a cat video at the end of this, but whatever. But yeah. Like, Midnight, he's not even my cat. He can't talk, though. Like, he doesn't have a voice. Like, he just opens his mouth. He just, like, open mouth. Nothing happens. It's just like, oh, you're so cute. You don't have a voice. And sometimes, like, if he's really, like, distressed or something, he'll go, it'll just be, like, this really, really tiny, very pathetic sound. So he just doesn't have vocal cords. But, oh boy, is he a purr machine. Monica! Boop doop boop doop boop 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 boop. Boop boop boop. I'm probably gonna end up having to do the same thing with Natsuki, but I will do that off screen because I don't want to spoil anything. Anyway, so I don't know when I'm gonna stream next. Lan says that he's going to be streaming tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, so maybe, because I close both Thursday night and Friday night, so that means that I can stay up late. Yes. So, I will be able to stream. Like, I'll probably try and hijack him so I can I can stream after him to see, you know, because he really needs to get on in this. He needs to get in this. Like, I can't finish Sayori's route without him. Like, I cannot, like, physically cannot. He has to be present. Not physically present, but he has to be present. And actually, just a little aside to you guys there in stream, I'm trying to get him on call with me when it happens. Like, I want him on call so you guys can hear him. Hear how he reacts to him. That's what I want to try and do. I want to try and get it. Because I want to hit him where it hurts. So, I need to get him. So that's what I'm going to try and do. I gotta set all that up though, because he's not gonna help me in the slightest. So I have to manage to set all this up. Because he is a very resistant person. Especially to this game for some reason. So I had to play it. I had to be the one to play it. So, anyway. No spoilers, no spoilers, please no spoilers. Because it's very sensitive. This is a very sensitive game, so you can't spoil anything. But anyway, so I will see you guys next time. There is a tentative plan. If by chance you are not from the Discord, you can, I don't know how Twitch does it, actually. I think you can just, like, subscribe to, no, you can't subscribe to someone because that requires payment. I think you, like, watch them or something. I don't know how Twitch works. Remember, I'm elderly. I was here whenever it was JTV. Then I knew how JTV worked. Yeah, whatever he said. So, yes. Alright, so I will see you guys then. Whenever then is. You'll see, because here it tells you the time and dates of my last stream. So you can tell how crazy of the time. Yeah, there are. But anyway, good night. I'm gonna go sleep. Woohoo! Bye!